Now we're in 2025, there is a lot of zombies to look forward to. And in this video, we're diving into everything known so far about Black Ops 6 Zombies for 2025, including everything about DLC 2, as well as the rumored DLC 3 and 4 maps, rumored wonder weapons, rumored perks, and so much more. If that sounds good to you, then sit back, relax, drop a like on the video, and make sure to subscribe to not miss a single bit of zombie news the moment it drops. But let's start off with what we know the most so far, which is DLC 2. We know 100% this map is going to be set in a dig site or excavation site, and its code name is ZM Opal. Treyarch has given us an official image of this map via the intel, teasing what is likely to be the initial spawn room of this dig site map. Within the storyline, the crew are visiting this map to get the Sentinel artifact, and originally Alistair Rhodes, the father of Scarlet Rhodes, who was the main protagonist in the Black Ops 4 Chaos storyline, originally enlisted the help from someone called Sir Archibald to begin excavating this dig site to try and find the Sentinel artifact. Looking more in detail of this teaser image, you can match this image to a POI on the upcoming Avalon Warzone map, which currently exists in game as a low poly version, but you can see that the structure and details do match up, giving some rough dimensions on what this first part of the map is going to be like, which includes this unique statue face, which you can find one-to-one within the secret room on Citadel des Morts when you unlock it to pick up the ancient recording. Whilst what we're seeing here 100% matches the teaser image, just because this map exists in Warzone doesn't mean that it isn't going to be different in Zombies. It's very likely that this was originally created first for Zombies and then was added to Warzone's map after. There is definitely so much more to this DLC 2 map than just what we're seeing here, because it's very likely that most of the map will take place underground. And this has already been confirmed because textures from the upcoming DLC 2 map have been found within the Black Ops 6 files, but they are textures from DLC 2 that are used in Citadel des Morts. The most interesting here discovered by Nanikos, which is labeled ZM Opal Pillar, matching a texture that you can find within the Citadel des Morts boss fight, and the texture itself looks extremely similar to the textures on the wall in the Crazy Place in Origins. Now, with the DLC 2 map being an excavation site, it sounds extremely similar to the location of Origins, which was also an excavation site in France, but it seems more likely than not that the Crazy Place could have some inspired areas in DLC 2 rather than DLC 2 itself be a full-on Origins remake or reimagining. As for other known details, according to leaker at Alan3rd90, the upcoming wonder weapon of the map, currently just called ZM Opal WW, currently has coding for 3 different healing orbs, sounding like it has the ability to heal, potentially having elements of the Lightmend ammo mod infused within it. Beyond that, we have no details on what sort of weapon this wonder weapon is going to look like so we'll just have to wait and see. And according to at Alan3rd90 on Twitter as well, the map will also feature the return of the Doppelghasts, and this map will have a waterfall, which could lean a little more into some of the underground sections of the map. Beyond that, that is all the details known so far about DLC 2, but we also have some details about DLC 3 and DLC 4. And the reason for this is all the way back in August from the Black Ops 6 beta on Steam. As soon as it launched on Steam, for a short window of time, one of the language packs stored within Steam's depot was completely unencrypted, allowing people to see references within code to certain game modes, maps, and other things coming to the game. And within those included the code names for all the upcoming Zombies maps, as well as what their internal names were. And for DLC 3 and DLC 4, they were referred to as ZM Topaz, also known as Janus Towers, and ZM Jade, which also references as Mansion. Now, for the DLC 3 map Janus Towers, you can actually already see the moment you spawn into a game of Liberty Falls, as right out in the distance, you can see several towers that are on fire, with smoke coming off them being extremely tall out in the distance away from the main Liberty Falls town. If you aren't aware, the Janus Towers are a repurposed nuclear power plant which was turned into several Janus facilities, and it's implied through intel as well as through narration from panels during the Liberty Falls main quest that there is a secret underground tunnel network connecting both Janus Towers and the mansion together. What's also really crazy is that on Terminus, if you come into this room and look at these computers, you can see that there is both markers on a map for the mansion site offline as well as Janus Towers offline, both confirming that they are extremely important within the main storyline with whatever Richtofen is up to with Project Janus, which as of now we understand that Richtofen intends to use Ethereum to manipulate space-time and secure a Sentinel artifact for an unknown purpose. It is extremely really clever on Treyarch's end to have potentially both Zombies maps upcoming teased as background detail from a map we've been playing since launch, and really shows just how significant and world building Treyarch are trying to make the whole Liberty Falls town by potentially having 3 round-based Zombies maps take place in this general town. As for the DLC 4 map Mansion, which is codenamed ZMJade, if you go in a chopper gunner and look way past the church, really far out in the distance, you can actually see the mansion itself. And this is very likely to be our DLC 4 map, which would link perfectly with the mansion, which is 100% the same mansion that we see Richtofen in during the Liberty Falls cutscene, which would allow us to explore everything we see in that cutscene, including the massive main hall with the staircase that Richtofen runs down, with the dinosaur fossil, as well as the underground lab where we have evil Samantha, and the containment sphere that the Forsaken is trapped in. What I haven't seen many people point out is that we got a massive teaser towards this all at the end of Modern Warfare Zombies, where in the final cutscene, Ava has a reflection in the mirror appear as she walks past it, revealing a shadowy figure where in the background you can see a dome-shaped building which matches at the top of the mansion perfectly. So far, this little story thread with this mystery character, which we believe to be the Shadow Smiths, hasn't been revealed yet in Black Ops 6, as well as the extent that Richtofen has gone through with Project Janus with these 2 other facilities. So really exciting, but I think we've got quite a long way away from those 2 maps, where I don't think DLC 2 will release until either Season 2 Reloaded or Season 3, which is quite a while away. Now we've gone over maps, let's now move on to all the leaked and rumored perks. So far, we've only had Vulture Raid, but rumored and leaked upcoming is both Tombstone and Death Perception, which have both been found in the game's code from launch, adding a bit of extra weight in terms of these perks definitely seeing a return in Black Ops 6, as these perks both existed within Black Ops Cold War Zombies as well as Modern Warfare Zombies. There are also 2 other rumored perks that we could see at some point, being Mule Kick, which I think definitely deserves to be in this game, the highly requested Double Tap. We haven't seen this perk return for over 10 years, and at this point I think there is clearly some sort of attitude internally towards this perk to why we haven't seen it return. However, with the release of Black Ops 6, Activision partnered officially with Otaku, an officially licensed anime merchandise company who create LED lamps, neon signs, and this includes a newly designed Double Tap logo for a LED lamp. Now, why would Activision/Treyarch agree for them to create a Double Tap lamp if Double Tap didn't exist in the game? I'd love to know down below in the comments if you want to see Double Tap back in Black Ops 6, and if no, why? Let me know. Let's now move on to all upcoming and leaked wonder weapons, because outside of DLC 2's healing wonder weapon, we don't actually know of what's going to be DLC 3 and DLC 4's unique wonder weapons, but we know from leaked code that the Ray Gun Mark II was originally in the game's files, then they were removed, but then recently they were re-added according to @Alan3rd90. Last time we saw the Ray Gun Mark II was in Black Ops 4 Zombies, and I think it'd be really cool to see the Ray Gun Mark II back in this new Dark Ether universe. It could be one of the most overpowered weapons in the game. On top of that, within the game's code is the existence of the Wonderwaffe DG2, and we see Richtofen pick it up and use it to take down the zombies in the Liberty Falls intro cutscene, so it wouldn't make any sense for it to not be in the game at some point, and I'm assuming it's probably going to be in the mansion map where we see Richtofen use it. But I'd imagine for Treyarch, since the engine is the same as Modern Warfare Zombies and that had the Wonderwaffe DG2, it shouldn't be too much work at all for them to bring it over to Black Ops 6. Beyond those 2 wonder weapons, we don't know of any brand new unique wonder weapons yet, but I'm sure they're going to be coming. Let's now move on to all upcoming Goble Gums that will be coming to Black Ops 6 Zombies, because there is going to be a lot, which is really exciting. The first confirmed one, but with no set date, is Shopping Free. This was confirmed by Kevin Drew on the COD pod that I was featured on all the way back during COD Next last year, and all he said was that it was coming sometime after launch. We obviously didn't see it here with DLC 1, so maybe we could see it with DLC 2. I don't know. But thanks to the Goble Gum Mania event that took place in December, there was a ton of imagery in that event tab that showed brand new designs for several Goble Gums, confirming that they are going to be coming to Black Ops 6 at some point, and this includes Aftertaste, which for 3 rounds lets you keep all your perks after being revived, but it won't keep your quick revive in solo. Another Goble Gum spotted was a redesigned Fear in Headlights, which lasts for 2 minutes, and zombies seen by the player player will not move, essentially making the zombies freeze in place. Another was head drama, which lasts for the remainder of the round, and any bullet which hits a zombie will damage its head automatically, making it impossible for you to not hit headshots. A returning whimsical Gobblegum was also spotted, Quack Narok, which was an elixir in Black Ops 4 which just adds ducky floats to all the zombies models. And the last one was Flavored Hex, which selects a random Mega Gobblegum of any rarity that is not in your loadout and awards it to you. If the player doesn't bleed out or purchase another Gobblegum, this will then repeat a second time once the first gum has been used. Outside of those which were spotted in the artwork itself, which gives heavy credence to them actually coming to the game, we've heard from the leaker Nanikos over on Twitter that in the game's code there is a Gobblegum called Dead Drop, which is a purple rarity, but with no context given on what it does, and another Gobblegum which was leaked by Semtex Leaks called Absolutely Over There, which sounds to be sort of similar in its ability to Anywhere But Here and Nowhere But There. Moving on to upcoming leaked ammo mods, we only have one so far, which was discovered within the game's code by Alan the Third 90 on Twitter, being Shatter Blast, which was an ammo mod in Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare 3 zombies, which made all bullets deal explosive damage, and each bullet having the chance to deal additional explosive damage and destroy any impacted armor with an explosion. With the armored zombies in this game, as well as some of the big boss fights like Citadel having armor as well, this could fit in really well in the meta. As for leaked upcoming field upgrades, there is only one that was found in the code so far, and that is the return of Frost Blast. This was seen in Cold War, Vanguard, and Modern Warfare 3, and this created a blast of wind that dealt frost damage and slowed enemies down inside of it. If this does come to the game, I think with the addition of some augments, this could be a really lethal field upgrade. Let's now move on to all leaked upcoming bosses coming into Black Ops 6 Zombies, as most new DLC maps will introduce new bosses, but there are some interesting ones that have been discovered in the code, as according to Alan the Third 90, there is the existence of a boss called Mecca Claus. This can either be read as Mecca Claus or Mecca Claus, which at first we thought might have been a reference to a zombified Santa Claus, which could have been part of the festive modes within Warzone, and this could be what it's referencing, but this could also reference an entirely different boss, which could actually be somewhat related to Klaus the robot. Currently exists within Black Ops 6 as a multiplayer operator, and clearly we know that he's from the Zombies universe, but has not yet been reintroduced. It'll be interesting to see if he does, and if this boss has any relation to him whatsoever. Another boss found in the code is the return of the Mimic from Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare 3. The Mimic technically already exists within Black Ops 6, as it's within the Emergence campaign mission, along with the return of the Disciples from Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare 3. Disciples aren't in the Zombies game code, but Mimics are. And finally, a really interesting one is that apparently Hounds also are in the game's code and could potentially come in a future map. They're of course one of the most classic mini bosses in all of COD Zombies. Right now, the only special rounds we have in the game are Vermin rounds, so it would definitely switch it up a little bit, but we haven't seen just classic Hellhounds in Zombies for a very long time. Let's now move on to all of the upcoming rumored limited time modes coming to Black Ops 6 Zombies, as so far we've seen the limited time modes of Jingle Hells and the Squid Game Deadlight Greenlight mode. But what else could be coming? Well, it's a guarantee that we'll see some more crossovers in Black Ops 6 before the game's life cycle is over, and those could come with their own unique LTMs. But what is rumored is that Turned and Grief apparently exists within the game's code. Now, this is a bit of an interesting one because the coding for Turned and Grief has existed within the game's code going all the way back to Black Ops 3. Seemingly has been carried on within the game's code through every new game. However, Black Ops 6 is on a completely different engine to any prior Black Ops game, being the IW9 engine. But some of those things shouldn't have carried over, so it's a question of if they have, or if these are actually brand new versions of these modes that could eventually come to Black Ops 6, if not the upcoming COD 2025 game. The community has wanted to see the return of Grief for such a long time, and I don't know if Treyarch are ever going to do it. They should at least know that the appeal is definitely there, and I think if they could take another look at it, add a bit more depth to this mode, then it could be extremely popular. And the hotly rumored classic mode that existed in the code before the launch of the game and was a massive talking point apparently still exists within the game's code. You could argue that the Jingle Hells mode was a preview of what a classic mode could look like in Black Ops 6 Zombies that strips back a ton of the most essential features, such as the crafting tables sales, salvage currency, and being able to purchase ammo mods. But I personally don't see this coming to Black Ops 6 Zombies. It might have been something they experimented on at some point for the game. To me, seems highly unlikely that they would bring into the game, seeing as it just strips away so many fundamental parts of the main game. But who knows, it could be something that we'll see in the upcoming COD 2025. The final thing to talk about in this video is leaked upcoming weapons for zombies. We've spoken about the wonder weapons, but what about normal weaponry? We don't really have anything to go off even for Season 2's weapons, but there was a discovery of quite a few melee weapons within Black Ops 6's game code that could be tied to an upcoming collab with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this is because the upcoming weapons found were the bow staff, the size melee weapon, the nunchaku melee weapon, the katana's melee weapon, and a skateboard, which all sound far too random of a selection of weapons to not be tied to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That is everything we know so far, rumored and leaked to be upcoming for Black Ops 6 Zombies this year. I'd love to know your thoughts about all of this down below in the comment section. Be sure to drop a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, found it informative, and make sure to subscribe so don't miss the latest news for Black Ops 6 Zombies. But if you want to watch even more Black Ops 6 Zombies videos, I have an incredible one for you to watch right here on your screen.